The comic book movie genre is one of my favorite movie genres of all time, and so here are my 10 favorite superhero movies. Hi, my name is Nathan, and I talk about a bunch of movies on this channel. Down below in the comment section, share your picks for your favorite superhero movies, click that like button, be sure to subscribe, and let's begin the ranking. We'll kick off our top 10 with Wonder Woman, a great superhero story that has a great lead who could be fun, charming, as well as purely human. There's some awesome action, inspiring moments where she enters through no man's land and things like that. There's themes about inhumanity and how indestructible people can be. And the chemistry between the two leads is great in this movie, and so I just thoroughly enjoyed what they were able to do with this film. Number 9 is Spider-Man 2. This movie explores Peter Parker's life struggles and what he has to deal with while being a superhero. Add to that, there's a great villain who is compelling inside of Doc Ock, who is trying to do the right thing but is manipulated by his tentacles. There's some awesome action, in particular that train scene went over there, which is just so good. It's satisfying and it pays off properly, and it develops characters more than the first film, especially Harry. It's a real achievement.
Nice.
Number 8 is Batman Begins. To me, this is the definitive Batman origin story, all perfectly told by Christopher Nolan. To me, this might be the best version of Batman we've gotten ever in Christian Bale.
I'm Batman.
There's also an underrated, overlooked villain in Ra's al Ghul, who is of course played by the great Liam Neeson. And to me, this was just a great movie that started off a great trilogy in a great set of movies. Number 7, Zack Snyder's Justice League, an ultimate superhero epic in the DC universe, where it's a proper unified vision from Zack Snyder as he made the Justice League he wanted to make. It obviously is an improvement over Justice League, as every single change of this movie is better than that movie. It takes proper time in order to set up the proper setup and payoff.
I don't care how many demons he's fought. He's never fought us. Not us united.
In the entire movie. I didn't even know we'd be getting this movie, but I'm so glad something like this exists. Number 6, The Incredibles, and to me this is the best original superhero movie not based off of a Marvel or DC property or anything like that. It's an animated version of the Fantastic Four and what I really enjoyed about it was that Brad Bird gave it a spy thriller aesthetic where they're sneaking around into facilities and things like that. Our leads are relatable, especially Mr. Incredible, who's going through a midlife crisis. All in all, just a great Pixar superhero achievement. Number 5, Avengers Endgame, the MCU superhero epic that is massive in scale and size from beginning to end. You can see how all the Avengers respond to their loss in Infinity War, and there's so much payoff in the finale, and all comes to that with great fan service, satisfying moments, just iconic sequences, and just a marvelous finale to the Infinity Saga. So much so that this much feels like the conclusion of the MCU, and still going today. Number 4 is Logan. Compared to every movie on this list, this one might be the smallest in scale, but that's what benefits it because you care about all the characters. It's the darkest and most thematically rich movie in the X-Men franchise, and it feels more like a Western movie than an X-Men comic book movie. Because it's our final journey with Professor X and Wolverine, it makes every decision they make have more meaning and more of a hit to it, and because it sends them off in such a satisfying way.
Wow.
It makes it very high up into my comic book movies list. In third place, The Dark Knight, Nolan's magnum opus for how to do a comic book movie properly. The story has multiple complex layers onto it. There's obviously a great villain inside of Heath Ledger's Joker.
Dude, have all these rules and you think they'll save you.
Where there's not a clear motivation about why he's doing what he is doing. And you watch Batman experience losses, feel emotions, and because of that, it's one of the most praised superhero movies of all time that's been praised ever since the year 2008. Our runner-up is going to be Avengers Infinity War, and I was really excited for when this movie came out, and it lived up to all the hype entirely. There's awesome action, there's a huge ensemble, there's a tragic, shocking, and memorable ending at the end of it, and it's fun watching all of these heroes interact and fight alongside each other. There's a great and compelling villain inside of Josh Brolin as Thanos, and there are memorable moments and sequences all throughout this movie, and so this is my favorite of the MCU movies. But my favorite superhero movie is Superman 78. This was the very first comic book movie blockbuster, and therefore it was groundbreaking at the time it came out, and right now as well. There's a classic score from John Williams that's still one of the best scores today. It led to several huge blockbusters, including the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's memorable casting with Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor, as well as obviously Christopher Reeves as Superman. And it is so important and influential that Kevin Feige, they rewatch it every time they make a new MCU movie. This is just a really good Superman movie from a long time ago, and so it is my favorite superhero movie of all time. There you have it. Those are my picks for the best superhero movies of all time. Share your picks down below in the comments. Click that like button. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for sticking around all the way to the end, and I will see you in the next one.